This might be better than Avada Kedavra, better than Ancient Magic, and no one is talking about it. This being the Chinese Chomping Cabbages, and they are OP. Yo, this your boy James over XpectoGO, bringing you guys the latest and greatest in Hogwarts Legacy content. The Chinese Chomping Cabbage is a formidable cabbage that attacks nearby enemies, found on your tool wheel by holding L1 on the PlayStation 5 and the right analog stick to the left. Unlocked after taking herbology class with Professor Garlic, my favorite professor. Once unlocked, you can grow and or purchase this item. Now, despite it being a one-hit KO, Avada Kedavra can only be learned and used near the very end of Hogwarts Legacy, whereas the Chinese Chomping Cabbage can be used and upgraded very early in the game, dealing massive damage with over 4k damage being done with each cabbage once upgraded through talents and gear traits. The Chinese Chomping Cabbages attack on their own once released. So you do not need to direct them once you've released them or wait for cooldowns, unlike Avada Kedavra, with their only limit being enemies that are elevated on platforms. Plus, they work with a variety of playstyles, offensive, defensive, non-dark arts, and even stealth, not breaking the disillusionment charm when released onto enemy camps. You can honestly clear some enemies before you even charge in, or wipe out the entire camp just with the Chinese Chomping Cabbages. Now, to get started making the Chinese Chomping Cabbages OP, as I would like to say, you can either purchase seeds from Dogweed and Deathcap found on the north end of Hogsmeade, or purchase full cabbages from the same shop. Keep in mind, there will be 8 free Chinese Chomping Cabbages in the greenhouse when you have your first herbology class there, with 1 being used in class. To grow the Chinese Chomping Cabbages, you need medium or large size planters, purchasable at Tomes and Scrolls near the south entrance of Hogsmeade. Medium is recommended as there are 3 planters for the same price as the 2 large ones, so it's a better value. Chinese Chomping Cabbages take 12 minutes to grow, which is just enough time to regrow when you've completed a quest or trial. Pro tip, be sure to get fertilizer growers at Tomes and Scrolls, taking 4 minutes to produce 1 fertilizer, and up to 3 can be placed in your room of requirement. Fertilizer allows you to grow 1 extra plant in whatever planter you choose, allowing you to plant 2 Chinese Chomping Cabbages in each planter pot, growing a total of 6 at a time in the recommended medium planters. Pro tip number 2, speaking of the room of requirement, the talent tree for the room of requirement allows you to upgrade the Chinese Chomping Cabbages as well. This fertilizer talent allows for every 1 chomping cabbage you send out, you get a second one for free. This adds to how OP it can be, because this does not impact the total count of Chinese Chomping Cabbages you are allowed to carry, which is exactly 12, nor does it affect the total amount you can have out in combat at once, which is a max of 3. Pro tip number 3, once you've upgraded your talents, you can upgrade the Chinese Chomping Cabbages damage twice. With the gear traits, there is a herbologist tier of upgrades allowing you to increase the damage with all plants in each trait tier. Now, there is a diminishing returns to equipping the same room. However, there is a second room called Fangs, which allows you to increase the damage of the Chinese Chomping Cabbage specifically, also using the 3 trait tiers, requiring only Neasel Fur to be added. How to find these upgrades, all you need to do is check out poacher camps around the world map. They are usually found in tents, with 1 being in small and medium camps and 2 in large camps. Now, keep in mind, when using the Chinese Chomping Cabbages, a max of 12 can be kept in your tool wheel, summoning only 3 at a time, and while out, they cannot be directed. They will attack whatever enemies they can get their mouths on, so make sure you're close enough to an enemy. Chomping Cabbages only last for a limited period of time, so I prefer to stun my enemies, then release the cabbages for maximal damage and time efficiency, with some of the best uses being against trolls, used for crowd control, fighting multiple enemies and multiple phases like in the Dark Arts Battle Arena. They are severely underutilized against grab horns. And honestly, they're really great against anything and can even be used against the pensive guardians we see during our trials. The Chinese Chomping Cabbages are one of the most deadly and least talked about methods of attack, dealing more consistent damage than Avada Kedavra over time, flexible for a variety of playstyles, and after the initial startup cost, they do not require any additional investment. If you're starting your first or third playthrough of Hogwarts Legacy, utilize this amazing tool and let us know how you like it. While setting up your Chinese Chomping Cabbage build, be sure to check out our gear video breaking down some of the 5 essential tips you need to know when using your gear. I hope you all have a magical day. We'll see you in the next video. Until next time.